AVC. It is old metal rocker. 65 here. Been a while since I had an update here. Mail update, I should say. I've got a bunch of stuff, CDs, box set, older 70s stuff, some brand new stuff, some stuff that was on sale over on Amazon, so I picked up, didn't have. Just a lot of mixed stuff, but a lot of it is thrash. And you guys know how I love my thrash as well, along with new wave of traditional heavy metal. And but I also want to say to those of you who were wondering what happened to the weekly six-pack and flashback 70s, I took a little break. I've been kind of doing videos solid for like 3 months, or just about 3 months, and I just needed a little break. I just did maybe a collections, I did a collections video and I think a mail update. But those will be coming back here next week, so look forward to those. And so anyway, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, you'll get updates. If you like it, hit the like button, you know, leave a comment, whatever. And but yeah, anyway, so a lot of different stuff. I don't believe I've shown this, but I'm going to start out with CDs first. I picked up this CD from this band called Blackwater Park, a progressive rock band out of, I think they're from 73, 72 originally, but this came out in 96 on CD. This is Dirt Box, their album here. Vinyl, original vinyls are virtually impossible. And if you do find them, you know, they're worth a lot of money. So, I don't know if they have been reissued. They might have been reissued on a different label, I'm not sure, but I don't know if I showed this. I think I might have, but, well, I'll show it again anyway. Yeah, good stuff. And then I've been waiting for this thing to drop over at Discogs, because I put it on my want list. And it finally dropped below $25. It's been up anywhere from 30 to 45 for the longest time, and then finally it dropped. Actually, I got it for 25. The band was called Sharks Crash Course Supergroup, the Island Records, year 73-74. If you're not familiar, this is Andy Fraser was in this band, I believe one album, and then he left. But a lot of the music is still similar as when he was there, as it isn't without him there. I mean, still good stuff. But if you're not familiar with Andy Fraser, of course, Andy Fraser was with Free in the early days, of course. And then he left. And he did a bunch of other stuff too, but Sharks was his first focus. And this is a 3-disc set. First disc is First Water. Second disc is Jab It In Your Eye, spelled Y-O-R-E. And of course those two have bonus tracks. And then disc 3 is Crash or Car Crash Tapes. I believe those are stuff that they didn't have on any type of format, maybe master tapes, about it. But yeah, this is really good. And then this band here I kind of came across probably, I'd say 5 weeks ago maybe. Contacted him. I heard, I seen a video over on YouTube. You know, a lot of you know that I do a lot of searching for a lot of music all the time. Of course, I'm retired, so that's what I do. You know, I run 3 Facebook sites. Let's see, 4 actually, but main one is Metal Uprising. So if you're new to the channel, go check it out over on Facebook. Anyway, getting back to the story here, I came across this band through an algorithm over on YouTube, and so I checked it out. I liked what I heard, and I was really curious. So I went in, and you know, where you can check out more as you go into their bio on YouTube there, and they had a link. So I went over and checked the link out, and I came across this band called Eden Myrrh. Now, this band was around back. The band formed like in '87, but really didn't do anything as far as recording until about '93, '94. And these guys are out of Canada, out of Winnipeg, basically. Between there and Vancouver, I believe, is where they, or the 2 members of the band, core members of the band lived. But anyway, nothing came out except for a couple of demo tapes. Well, anyway, fast forward to, what was it, 22, and I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Nico. Nico is the main guy behind Eden Myrrh, and it's more melodic power metal. Some of it is kind of traditional heavy metal. Some of it's you know, maybe a softer hard rock. You know, it just goes in different directions. It's not a bad set. I like it. But anyway, this is Eden Myrrh, Lost Anthology. So I picked this up, got a hold of them, and got it, I think it was last week. It's actually a 4 CD set. I thought it was a 3. But yeah, it's really good. In addition, he sent, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but here's the book and stuff. Got a guitar pick there, and I got one up here, and then a business card. I collect business cards, so I was glad to get that. But yeah, so it's currently out in my living room, where I do a majority of my listening pleasures out in the living room. I just got a better, I wouldn't say a better setup. They're both equal where I'm at, living room or my metal room. But out there, it's just, I think the sound is better. And so anyway, that's out there in my CD deck. But yeah, some good stuff from Canada. They're, yeah, from Winnipeg. In addition, he sent me, well, I should say also, if you're familiar with Gus Monsanto, Nico got a hold of Gus Monsanto, or Gus Monsanto knows the band from years back, and they kind of ran into one another, and they collaborated on Gus coming in and doing a lot of redoing some of the vocals on some of the tracks, of the later tracks, because newer stuff came out about 2011, and then this came out in, I think, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2022. Independently released by Eden Myrrh, so good stuff. But he sent me this here, because Gus Monsanto is the vocalist on a bunch of tracks on, I think, might be CD4, CD3 right in there. But yeah, I checked out some of this. It's actually really good stuff. Guitarist, vocalist. I know he's been in other bands, but I just can't think of them right offhand. But so I haven't heard this yet, but I will. And then I had to get this because I didn't want to pay an over exuberant price for the vinyl until I found a decent copy. I did find one, but it has not been released yet. Hopefully, cross my fingers through Amazon. I haven't had very good luck with them past 6 months. Anyway, so I picked up Brainstorm, Plague of Rats, this is a really, really good CD. The more I hear it, the better and better it gets. I had it in my truck for a while. I had it out in the living room for a while. But yeah, I have it on my phone, so when I do a lot of walking, it's on there. But yeah, this is really good. A 5-piece. I always said they're a better band when they're a 5-piece, when they're dual guitars instead of just a single guitarist. I think their sound is heavier. To me, it's just a fuller, heavier sound when they're a 5-piece over a 4-piece. Mid-era Brainstorm to me was more 4-piece. To me, those are a little bit weaker, I thought. Now the last couple of these have been really solid. This is probably, well, I don't know if it's my favorite of the last 2 or 3, but it's really close. It's up there at number 2 for sure, but this is really good. And then I picked up music from this band, some thrash. And I do have the vinyl, which I will show. But the band is called Mind Wars. I don't know if you're familiar with Mind Wars. This has Mike Alvord from Holy Terror. And he formed Mind Wars. And they have this album out here, which is the 4th Turning, Killer Thrash, 3-piece, released through Mind Wars. And then the latest one here, this is where I found them, was on this album here. And this is Mind Wars, I believe it's V. Just a black cover with kind of a fire written out, or a fire breathing outside. With, it's actually a cool cover on vinyl. You can see the features in there a little bit better in the V, you know. But killer stuff. Show you the vinyl here a little bit. But yeah, great thrash. These guys are out of Fontana, California, I believe. And then finally, this arrived yesterday. A lot of these have brought, these last bunch here, except a few, have all come within the last 10 days. But I got, the 7-inch came out prior to this coming out, and the 7-inch, I'm not going to go look for it, but if you did pick it up, I think you could probably still get it. But New Hyrix EP, more or less, 20 minutes long, man. I heard this, and I thought it was really, really killer. You know, but the tracks to me are a little bit too short. I mean, God, if you hear this, you'll know what I mean by some of the tracks. They could go a lot longer, but it's still a good CD. I love it. 9 tracks, 20 minutes long. I think this is recorded in 2024. It has a 2024 year on it, but didn't come out till 2025, I assume. But so that, I mean, that's what I'm going to file it under, because I didn't get it till then. Just came yesterday. So good stuff, good thrash. Good to see K-Ton and the boys back. And that is all. Well, I got a bunch of stickers here. I got get Mind Wars sticker here, and then they sent me this. I actually just ordered the vinyl of Mind Wars. They sent me this, the patch, those two CDs, and a bunch of stickers, and which was really cool. But I can't remember where I got this. I think this came from Nuclear Blast, maybe. Mean Mistreater sticker. Mean Mistreater. Mean Mistreater. So you kind of know what's coming up here. War Cloud, good band here. More War Cloud. War Cloud. I have so many stickers that I have a box sitting right over here. I have 4 big Ziploc bags, the big 2-gallon ones and gallon ones that are full of stickers, flyers, posters, you name it. I mean, I just don't have room to. I would never hang them anyway, but I mean, there's just tons and tons. But anyway, more Mind Wars. And Mean Mistreater. And a little 3x5 Mean Mistreater. I have a bunch of these going in my photo album there. So anyway, those are some stuff I got in addition to that, you know, in the albums and stuff. But now I'm going to start off with some early stuff I got from the 70s. There's like 3 albums there, one from the 80s, and the rest is all going to be pretty much all newer releases, 24 on, maybe, I do believe. Yeah, that's what they're predominantly it's going to be, so anyway, I'm going to start off. I used to have this on vinyl at one time. My first collection of vinyl, I don't know if a lot of you know this, I had a collection I had started back in, I want to say it was probably about 77. When I went into service, that's when I started to buy vinyl, and I had my own, you know, really nice stereo setup, you know, being in the service. And then, so about 77 was really about the first time I really started to buy vinyl. Prior to that, I bought 8-tracks. Yeah, I bought 8-tracks. I had a lot of them. But then again, I was a kid back then, and, you know, anyway, I had this, finally got it back, Dio, Elf, Trying to Burn the Sun. I picked this up relatively cheap. It's on the Safari label, which you don't see too often. But, and it's a really clean copy, sounds really good, I've heard it. I mean, most of these I've already heard. So yeah, Elf. And then I heard this over on, was either YouTube, I think it was YouTube, or it was 70s hard rock. I think it was YouTube though. And I clicked on it because it said Heart. And I said, well, that don't look like the Heart I know. And it was not the Heart that we all know. This Heart came out of the late 60s. It only did maybe 2 albums, if that. Kind of more of a, I wouldn't really say a pop rock, maybe a pop rock band, but probably has some prog rock tendencies in the album. But this band is called Heart, and this album is called Have a Heart. Progressive rock, pop rock, whatever, but this is on the King label. And I have to clean it here. Wasn't bad. It had some damage. It's the only one I found at a decent price that hopefully will be playable. But this is the promo as well. But Heart, yeah. I think this one came out in, I believe it was 69. 68, 69. I think they lasted till like 1970, of course. We all know the Heart with the Wilson sisters from early 70s, what was about 73, 74, but different Heart. And then I finally completed my Backstreet Crawler collection. Well, there's only 2. I just need to get Crawler now, which is after Paul Kossoff. That's what Crawler is. But I finally got Backstreet Crawler and 2nd Street. Of the 2, I really like this one better. I think it has, I think it's a little bit heavier, I think. I think the guitar solos are a little bit longer. But, you know, it definitely has that Kossoff style, no doubt. You know. And of course, Paul Kossoff has always been my number 2 favorite guitarist behind Tommy Bolin. Number 3 is Steve Marriott for me. Yes, I love the old days. So anyway, yeah, good stuff. And then I finally got this, and I am so shocked when I found this. For 10 bucks, let me get a drink here. For 10 bucks, sealed. I prefer this one over his other one. This one to me is just, I think, a little bit heavier. I know some of you may know the guy, but Russ Ballard and Barnett Dogs. I mean, when I first bought this back in the 80s, it was because of the cover. So this was the first, actually, Russ Ballard, and this guy is a guitar. God, this guy's very underrated guitar player. But yeah, this came out I think this was 79, I believe. No, this was 1980. Actually, both of these albums came out in 1980. This one and his other one, I don't think I have it in here, but I prefer this one over the other one. But still, they're still both great albums. Now we're going to get into more of the newer stuff I got, and what we are hearing, of course, is Mean Mistreater. This came today, so this was the first one I threw on when I got it. This is a female-fronted vocalist of Mean Mistreater, and they're out of Texas. This is the style I prefer for most females that do this. Is this more of a traditional metal sound vocally. I don't mind the higher pitched vocals at times, but sometimes that can get on my nerves, especially as I'm older. I used to listen to it a lot when I was younger, maybe 15 years ago. But I prefer more thrash and more of the traditional metal sounds right now. But this is really good. Very happy to pick this up. Dying Victim Records. And yeah. And women that are fronting bands, traditional bands now, this year especially, are really coming out with some stellar stuff. I have another one I'm going to show you. Tower is coming out with a brand new album. I just ordered their 7-inch earlier in the week. No, it was last week. Which is pretty limited. I actually ordered it overseas, and it was not a bad price, so I picked it up. And then the new album's coming out. I believe Christian Mistress is coming out with more of a traditional album, or they were more of a stoner, kind of more of a stoner, doomish, laid-back type. I think they want to go more of the traditional route, at least from what I heard early on their new stuff. And there was one other, Savage Master. I think that comes out on the 28th of March on my birthday. So I ordered that, but this is really good. Check them out. This came out, and the Mean Mistreater is out on My Dying Victims Productions. I got this here earlier this week. This is the 4th album from this New York City trio, and this is Sanhedrin and Heat Lightning. Fantastic. This 4th album is really, I can really hear the maturity in everything, from the drumming to the bass to the guitars, the vocals. I mean, the songwriting, especially The Fight of Your Life. Fantastic song. If any of you have heard this, check it out, or if any of you have not, check it out. But yeah, the 4th album. For Erica Stoltz is the vocalist. Again, more traditional sounding heavy metal with a female vocalist. Great stuff. And then this was kind of a a blind buy, of course, but then again, we have YouTube again. And I frequent a few Facebook sites a lot, and I came across this on one of them. I can't remember which one it was. But the band was called, their band is out of France, and they're called Slift. And so I went over to YouTube and checked them out, and I thought, wow, these guys are kind of different. And I don't usually go this route when I buy a lot of music. Of course, you know, what I mostly like was the thrash and the progressive rock and, you know, the traditional metal. But this band called Slift, and their album called Uman. This is spacey, trippy, ambient, progressive, heavy metal. I mean, it's got everything rolled into this. I'd say half the album is nothing but instrumental playing throughout the whole album, or, you know, through certain songs. There are vocals on it, and I do like this. I actually do. I didn't think I would, but I took a chance. I bought it. I love it. And they do have another album. This one came out in, I think, 2019, 2020. I mean, if you like Ozric Tentacles, possibly you'd like this. I mean, it's really, I liked it, put it that way. I did like it. So anyway, Slift. So anyway, here we are on, what is it, March 14th. It's 66 degrees out, and tomorrow we have a blizzard warning in effect, only in Minnesota. So we are bracing for that to come tomorrow morning, and we will see. All right. Mostly all of this is all going to be thrash. This I pre-ordered about 2-3 weeks ago. I did do the early pre-order like they have, but I did pre-order this. This came today on the release day, which was awesome. New Warbringer. And Wrath and Ruin. From what I've heard over on YouTube, it sounds great. I mean, you can't go wrong with Warbringer. Great band. I have most of their stuff on vinyl. This should be killer. I haven't had a chance to hear it. It came today, so it'll either be heard later or it will be heard tomorrow or this weekend for sure. But yeah, brand new Warbringer. See, what are they on here? Napalm Records. Napalm Records, they have a lot of artists on there now, I've noticed, than previous years past, whereas Nuclear Blast has kind of really cut back on a lot of pre-orders. I mean, it's almost like 3-to-1 Napalm to Nuclear Blast if you go over and check their pre-orders out, especially in the US. But yeah, looking forward to this. And somebody had showed this, I think it was Thrashing Like a Maniac, one of the Facebook sites I'm a part of. That's one of them I do post a lot. Hard Rock 70s, of course, Metal Uprising, rock and YouTube vinyl, and a few others. But they had, somebody showed this. I did not even know it was out on vinyl until I seen it. And the middle catalog of this band's discography is, or what I read, almost I'd say it's probably going on almost 2 years now, that the middle catalog was going to be released on vinyl. Well, there's only been one, I think, but it's not into that middle catalog. I'm talking about Criteria for a Black Widow, in that era of Annihilator, which I really love. Especially the Joe Camo era. Anyway, so somebody showed this, and I did not even know it was coming out on vinyl. I keep checking about the others coming out on vinyl. Nothing. Not even Jeff Waters has inkling on it. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. If you say you're going to do it, but, you know. Anyway, I seen this and I had to kind of, what? This is out on vinyl? I never knew this was on vinyl. Well, it is the Best of Annihilator, available on vinyl for the first time. It has their first three, has tracks from first three of the albums. Of course, we all know them. Alice in Hell, Never Neverland, and Set the World on Fire. Of course, those are all on vinyl. I think after that are the ones that are supposed to be coming out on vinyl in periods, I guess, but nothing. But they showed this Best of Annihilator on the Music on Vinyl label. And I went, whoa. I immediately went to look for this, found it, decent price, bought it, was here within 3 days. It's been like, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I seen this on that site. But yeah, I just got this today. It's limited to 1,500 on silver vinyl, and it's 180 gram heavy vinyl, but double album set. Haven't heard it yet, just got it, so I'm looking forward to this. And these two here, there's some slashing of these albums over on Amazon right now, and I would have bought them last year, but I didn't want to pay the real high prices, what I was seeing, 35 or more. Well, yesterday I was over there looking, because I had picked up something else. Anyway, I scrolled down and they had, you know, Amazon knows your algorithm as well, so they kind of have albums you might be interested to lure you in. Well, this one lured me in, and I thought at first it was a CD for the price. I seen the prices on there. It was like 1833 or something like that. It was like 38% off of the regular price. I picked up Atrophy. That was actually it was 18 bucks. Asylum from 2024. Could not pass that up. Come out on Massacre Records, so I'm looking forward to that. That came today. And I put it in my cart when I was over at Amazon, and I went and did some more searching, and I came across this. Also, for about the same price. And this is a gatefold edition of last year's new album from Suicidal Angels, Profane Prayer. Again, 38% off. And I love these guys. And it seems like the Nuclear Blast, yeah, they're changing. I don't know why they're changing, but this label is different from what I've used to in the past, you know, with anyway, retooling, I guess. But anyway, I couldn't pass it up for 18 bucks. I ordered it, both of them on Wednesday, and they were here today, so yeah. Red vinyl. And then I had pre-ordered this a while back. And this came last week. And I've been hearing and reading great things about this, so I was really anticipating hearing this whole album. It showed up, I can't remember what day it was. It was right, I think it was right before last. I think this was released last week, if I'm not mistaken, or the week before, I can't remember. But anyway, this finally came. It was released last week, I believe, but I never got it. No, anyway, I'm confused. Anyway, the new Destruction, Birth of Malice. Yeah, this thing is really good. I really love this album. And this is a gatefold edition as well. Fantastic. Randy Black sounds awesome on here. Shimer sounds great, you know. Kind of going back to the killer eras of Destruction, earlier days, you know. But yeah, good stuff here. And then I had showed you in the beginning of the video, or the CD part of it anyway, that Mind Wars. I got two of them. The other one with the V on here. Well, this is what I got, this here, the vinyl as well. You can see the V is a deal of flames with got a devil head in there, and it's got corpses in there, you know, and it's got puppets in there. It's just a plain cool cover. And killer thrash. Again, this, like I say, this is from Mike Ulvard from Holy Terror. When he left Holy Terror, he formed Mind Wars. And the last one, I pre-ordered this. I knew this had shipped because I had gotten an email last week that it had shipped. And we were waiting. I know Scott Waters was waiting for it. But I know between when I got the email until I got the actual product, I've been seeing photos here and there of the CDs mostly. But I also picked up the vinyl of this. And I love this photo, man. This is a killer cover. And it's on red vinyl. And again, it's more of an EP. 20 minutes about, you know. I just wish it was longer, man. Some of these tracks just kill. But they're too short. So anyway, guys. If you got any comments, leave below. And anyway, that's all I have. And like I say, I'll be back next week with some more Flashback 70s and the weekly 6-pack, as well as what's spinning. So take care, everybody, and I'll have probably another mail update in a couple weeks again. So take care.